Fundraising is an important part of treating medical conditions because it allows the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation to assist with research and standardization of care and education. Children's is an active partner with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation.
I think one of the most important things to remember is that how far we have come with CF. As far as when I was a nurse, it was very unusual to see teenagers living with the disease. Certainly they were not living well with the disease if they were living. And fast forward now 20 years later, and it's just amazing to see. John has mentors that are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, which is incredible. And that has not happened by chance. It is purely because of the money that has been raised by this CF community has just the most dedicated fundraisers.
Almost 3 years ago now, one of my partners, Dr. Stephen Julius, and I, both of us are marathoners. We're talking about doing something for our families with cystic fibrosis. And one of the things that we thought about was, wouldn't it be great if we could raise some funds for cystic fibrosis charities? And we did that thinking in the first year that we might have 20 or 25 or 30 people on the race course. It was really gratifying. We had in that first year over 100 people running the marathon and the half marathon. And one of the really neat things that has happened through that is the coming together of different parts of the cystic fibrosis community. And so many family members joined us and connected with us, parents, uncles, aunts, brothers, sisters. And finally, having people on the race course who have cystic fibrosis is a remarkable thing. And it never would have happened 10 or 20 years ago. But now it does happen. So again, that's another thing that gives us great hope. If a 53-year-old man can run a half marathon and he has cystic fibrosis, that's saying something.
The CF Foundation spends almost 90 cents of every dollar for research. They have made tremendous strides in the past several years on CF research opportunities, bringing new drugs into the pipeline, but we have to have CF patients available to participate in research trials in order for those drugs to go through the pipeline and to eventually be FDA approved and available to patients.
When people hear research, they get scared. I mean, it's the unknown. What are they asking me to do? I'm going to be a guinea pig. It's not like that at all. There's different types of research. There's observational research, which is really just gathering information. It's generally the things you would normally have done if you come into the clinic. But there's also clinical trials, which do involve medications and trying new drugs, and there's many different phases of it too. And for the most part here, we've been involved in phase 2 and phase 3 clinical trials, and basically what that means is there's probably 150 to 300 people who have tried this drug, and we already have some information about the effects of the drug.
We are in a very exciting time in terms of cystic fibrosis. Up until now, while we've made all kinds of tremendous gains and improvements in our ability to care for children, but most of that has been accomplished by treating the consequences of the disease. We are on the verge of developing several new medications which really get at the underlying problem, that really get at the molecular basis of the disease.
There's a few drugs right now that are game changers. I mean, all the stuff that we're talking about, just maybe throw it out the window. But it's only because people have stepped up to the plate before us. And it's like carrying a torch. You've got to keep the torch going, or else the flame will go out.